I'm here with Gina Hovis and Maylor. They're the owners of Begin with Wellness. I want to thank y'all so much for having me come here to interview today, and obviously welcome y'all to the show. For the listeners that are listening, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and where y'all are from?
I'm originally from Michigan, but I spent most of my adult years in California and then relocated over here to South Carolina.
And I'm originally from McKees Rocks in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and moved to Charlotte and then relocated here to Rock Hill, South Carolina.
Okay, great. And the reason I wanted to interview y'all today is because my purpose in this is to talk about success. And I know that y'all have had a successful business, and I think y'all been in business for how long? A couple of years, or how long?
Well, I've had a business. It was called Renew You. So my business has been going on for over 10 years, but we combined ours. So this one has started
a year ago now?
A year ago.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. Mm-hmm. And I know I've come here before and I've seen clients come in and out. And for the listeners that want to get into maybe the type of business that you all do, or may have a little hesitation of starting a business because of that fear, I think your insight and the information that you give will probably help these people. And that's my reason for coming here to interview you today. So what type of business do you all have?
Well, we've got two parts because as partners, but I am a nurse health consultant. I also do massage therapy, medical massage. So, I do a combination of things, also blood pressure, cholesterol testing, mainly on the health side. So that's my part.
And on my part, I'm a relaxation specialist. And so what I do is meet people where they are in crisis situations and stressful situations in their life, and offer Megan therapy or relaxation techniques as far as mindful meditation and awareness. And then I also do healing touch, Reiki. It's kind of a therapeutic touch, hands-on healing modality.
And what, April, I'll start with you. What got you into this business that you're in?
Well, as a nurse, in modern medicine, as nurses, we feel that our hands are kind of tied a little bit. We can only do what we can do. And when I learned massage therapy, I learned so many other ways to help people without having to, take a pill. Mm-hmm. My main goal was to help them with pain. Mm-hmm. And then I took that a little further with the wellness coaching, because it does begin with taking care of yourself and being healthy and being aware.
Right.
And but we agreed as partners that you are not a whole person unless you are well on the outside and the inside.
Absolutely. And Gina, what about you?
So I guess, Joe, my background comes from the medical field of 18 years. Mm-hmm. And then I also worked as a paramedic and then worked with you as a law enforcement officer. So my thing is, I always saw the trauma that people went through. And as a nurse and healing and helping in that modality, that I wanted to try to bring it around to how do we educate people instead of medicating them?
Right.
Mm-hmm. And how do we help them relax without drugs and alcohol? Right. And so offering a space like that in a healing modality, I also offer reflexology, which is a type of massage, but it's just for your hands and feet and your head. So it's different than massage therapy, where you don't have to get fully undressed. You can lay here and relax.
Right. And going along with that, with the name of your business, how did that come about? How did the name of your company or business come about?
Well, part of it was originally, I used to tell Gina, the place that I went to learn massage therapy was called the Whole You. So how you became whole was a process. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it began with wellness.
Right.
So I guess that's how we came up with it. She goes, that sounds good. So
and I think the beginning is where you have to start. Mm-hmm. You can't start all the way at the end of something to try to, once you're unhealthy and you're off balance, it's hard to get back to the beginning of where you are. So if we can start educating people and bring more awareness to your health,
right,
and keep you that way by exercising and eating right, relaxing, just doing things to be a better you.
right. And for the folks that are listening, obviously, that want to know a little bit about how many hours it took to start this business, what will we be looking at for your business? How many hours did it take in the beginning to get your business started, or to work on it? What did that look like?
It's a process.
Yeah.
I was more into the business license, applying, going to you have to go to the county, get permits, get the building ready, because we had to get everything ready ourselves.
Right.
I mean, we were offered this place, and we had to fix it up. So we had to strip it down and
Wow.
build it right back up.
Wow.
And fix it up.
And did y'all hire anyone, or y'all did it yourself?
No,
We did it ourselves.
April was pressure washing the outside and I was cleaning the inside, and then we both cleaned and painted.
We're handy.
This building was vacant for about 5 years, and it was built during World War II for the veterans to
Wow.
come home and have a place to stay. So our landlord, I knew him from the past. I took care of his wife
Right.
before she passed, and he offered it to me. And he said, why don't you come in here and use my building? So I met up with April and I said, hey, we got something going here. Maybe we can get it together. And she said, absolutely.
Wow.
So it's this kind of work though, Joe, it's just different. You're a lifelong learner. You're always learning how to help people in different modalities because we're all so different.
Right.
And it may take you one modality to feel good and you'll be okay with that. But then it may take someone else something else, or it may take a combination of different things
Right.
to help each person.
And I hear that y'all, you explained some of the challenges that y'all faced starting this business. What were some of the fears? Did y'all have any fears in starting this business? Did y'all have anything like that?
I guess telling people what we do and getting it out there, and it has been a little difficult with 2020. Thank you, COVID.
Right.
But we're still, there's other ways to communicate with people through social medias and stuff like that, and just letting people know that we're there and that we are there for them. We do comply with all the COVID compliance
Right.
stuff and taking the temperatures and stuff. So we didn't want people to be fearful coming in here.
Right.
We wear our mask, and we want people to have a safe place to come. So
That's great. With that, you touched on a little bit about how you advertise your business, word of mouth, and what else did you say?
word of mouth, social medias, you can, hashtags through Instagram, Facebook, wherever, you can also YouTube, and, it's just getting the word out there. And then a lot of our business is by referral.
Right.
Because most people just don't look up in a phone book or at a computer.
Right. Right.
I mean, they can look, but, as human beings, we tend to shop.
Right.
And if someone says, hey, go see Gina, she's amazing.
Right.
They're going to go see Gina.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And switching gears a little bit, how did y'all know y'all had the right idea for this business? How did that come about? How did you know that you had the right idea to continue with this?
So, Joe, I started on this adventure in 2013 when I started in spiritual direction,
Mm-hmm.
and knew that it was a gift from God that had to be shared to help people. And, as police officers, nurses, medics, we're always helping someone.
Mm-hmm.
So what I wanted to do was to take it a step further. And so when I was in school for spiritual direction, I learned about healing touch,
Mm-hmm.
and then what it was, and then the different modalities that went along with Eastern medicine versus Western medicine.
Right.
Because in Eastern medicine, we treat the person, the whole person. In Western medicine, they treat the symptoms. And so, I saw enough stuff out there that I wanted to make a change
Right.
and help people.
Wow.
And we had similar trainings. I mean, the school I went to, I learned the trigger point therapy, myofascial release, and that's mainly a lot of people that have pain. It's muscle pain. 90% of our pain is derived from that.
Right.
So, and I've incorporated essential oils. There's
Cupping.
cupping therapy, Chinese cupping therapy. I mean, there's all kinds of. I mean, I could probably name them off, but it would probably take too long. But there's a lot of there's a lot of different types of therapy. So each person is assessed when they come through here, according to whatever issues they may have, and then we go with what therapies we want to introduce them to if they're willing.
Yeah.
And how do you all distinguish yourself from the competition out there or the competitors out there with this type of business? Or is there a big market of this?
I don't think there's a big market. I mean, people are out there, but
we're different.
We're different, and they're scattered. There are places out there that, have like massage and a spa and or foot detox. We can do that too. We do have that. But the one cool thing that we have that we've agreed is we call them relaxation stations.
Right.
We have different areas in the office where you can go and you can lay on a Megan table, which is basically it's a heated jade ball massage table that does shiatsu, which releases trigger points. We also have massage chairs. We have foot massage machines. We do reflexology, foot detox, and there's a different section in the office for each of those modalities.
Yes.
I'm curious, running a business like this, I know that I faced some challenges with me starting my motivational speaking business and doing my YouTube channel and my podcast channel. Were there any mistakes that y'all made in the beginning that y'all learned from, that someone can maybe learn from? Were there any mistakes that y'all may have made or wish you hadn't made?
One, I think, is we had an idea. We put it together. We knew what we wanted to do. We were a little lax on our website building. We needed to get that. So, having a plan and writing it down, knowing what you're going to, share with your clients as a service or, what you're going to provide, your fees.
Right.
And making sure that you have a website so that you can do all that.
Right.
I think we were so busy fixing this place up that we ran out of that time.
Right.
So now we're building the website.
Right. And did y'all face any adversity as far as the naysayers that may have come to you all that may have said, "Oh, it's not going to succeed," or they downplay what you were trying to do?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
How did y'all handle that?
I just let it roll off my back. I knew that I had a vision and that it was given to me by a higher power than myself. And that vision was so strong. Like I said, I've been working on this since 2013. I worked out of my house for about 5 years. And when it came time that I couldn't keep taking the public in, because I started off, Joe, with friends. While I was doing my internships, I would start off with people like you or April, and I would bring all these friends into my house, and I wouldn't charge them. I would allow them to come in, and
I told her, what? Why?
I would offer coffee and tea and a little bit of spices to go with it, or some kind of hospitality, because that's just me.
Right.
And I didn't have boundaries, so maybe a business mistake then, because it was in my house. Having those boundaries here and knowing that there's a limit in spending with somebody. Right. Because, doing the work that out there in the field as a field technician or person, it doesn't matter. You get the job done. You spend as much time with the person that you need to. So learning, that might have been my mistake, is having those boundaries. Right. And setting a special amount of time and saying, that's it. Okay, I'll see you next time.
Right. And with all those naysayers that came and you let it roll off your back, for those that are listening that are the naysayers that see your success right now, how do you define success?
Oh, wow. Just, having a goal and succeeding in that. setting those goals and looking for something to do. I mean, I think, I don't know, this is my first type, quote unquote, business, you know, because I've always worked for an entity, a government.
Right.
So success is whatever you put your mind to, and you can accomplish it, and you feel good about it in the end. You know, helping someone in their darkest time, that's success to me. Being able to help you in your business and what you're doing. You know, I see success in a lot of different ways.
Right. Yeah. What about you, April?
Well, I think our success, well, both of ours, when she said, hey, you want to do this? I'm like the doer. Okay, let's do it. We were like, we got the keys. We were in here. We were tearing this place apart.
Right.
Our success began as soon as we got the keys to the place.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, we had a vision. We were going to make it happen. And, you know, just getting the word out there. And the other part of the success are the referrals.
Right.
When people, and when they keep coming back.
Right.
And people tell other people.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know.
Yeah.
Joe, it's hard sometimes to walk in here and realize this is ours and we did this together.
Right.
Sometimes I have to pinch myself and I'm like, April, we did it. We did it. So it's exciting.
Yeah.
And it's just very exciting.
Absolutely. And what's y'all's favorite aspect of becoming an entrepreneur?
We have total control of what we want to do.
And freedom
And freedom.
to work when we want to work.
Yeah, like I told her, I said, hey, we've got to get some meditation classes going. I'm going to show you how to create an event on Facebook. She goes, okay. You know, so that the whole part about entrepreneurs, allowing your ideas to flow.
Right.
And make it into yours.
With all of you all's successes, what has been you all's greatest inspiration throughout all this? Building your business, from going from basically nothing to where you are today. What's been your greatest inspiration?
My partner.
Yeah. I would have to say, if it wasn't for April, I wouldn't be here.
Right.
We inspire each other.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, I think we feed off of each other's strengths and weaknesses. So
And I want to say something about inspiration. You know, people read books. People have motivational speakers. One of my inspirations that's really big about doing what I do are my clients. If I didn't have them coming in here and seeing the change on them from the time they come through the door, an hour later after they leave, that's what inspires me, is making a difference.
Right. And I'm curious, where did y'all get your entrepreneurial spirit? Were your parents entrepreneurs? Where did this entrepreneurial spirit? Because like I said, Gina, you and I worked as police officers years ago, and obviously I didn't know that you had the entrepreneurial spirit to start your own business. So where did that come from?
See, so if I can take out the word entrepreneurial, because I don't see that in me, I guess I just see it divinely being created by God.
Right.
I see it as a ministry of something that I do.
Right. Well, what about you?
I think it runs in the family. I think it all stemmed from when my grandfather, he was an American, married to my grandmother, and during the war, he was able to travel back and forth to the base, and he was kind of like, you know, selling stuff and doing all kinds of crazy things just to try to make money through the war. And he made a business out of it.
Wow.
You know, like he would go on to the base, and it was probably illegal back then, but he'd go on to the base and get pantyhose and oranges.
Oh.
And then trade them out for, like, you know, a slab of pork or something. And he would just leave his trunk open, and they'd go get it, and they, you know.
Sounds like a good business to me.
It was a good business. But yeah, I think always just being creative and having those ideas is being an entrepreneur.
Right.
And then making it happen.
Exactly. You got to take action.
You have to take action.
You got to take action. And what sacrifices have y'all had to make to become successful in this business? I know, you know, doing what I do, there's a lot of sacrifices, you know, where there's spending time with my daughter is not as much as I want to, or not going to dinner, or maybe not taking this trip just to help build my business. What sacrifices have y'all gone through to build your business?
Well, I'm going to tell you, COVID has been the biggest sacrifice of this at this time. So we've had a lot of time, but being here in the office, yes, I have a 10-year-old son. So when I'm away here, he's wondering when I'm going to be home. So yes, it does affect your family. But I think sacrifices is, you've got a lot.
Remind me of them again.
Well, and the other thing is money. It takes my grandmother always used to say, you must spend money to make money.
Right. Exactly.
So you can't be afraid to spend the money to build a business. And it is kind of a sacrifice because you're trying to make ends meet, and it costs money to run a business.
Absolutely.
So
you just can't get around it.
You can't get around it.
Cannot get around it. We'll switch gears just a little bit before we close out. And I'm curious about this too. If you all wrote a book about yourself and your experiences in this business or in life, what would you name that book and why?
Okay, so 2 books.
2.
One would be Walking in My Shoes. And basically because it's the stories that I hear that inspire me to go on in helping others on the healing journey. And helping first responders, because that's how I got started in this, Joe. I wanted to help first responders to de-stress, and having all those jobs, how do we take off the uniform? Who are we under that uniform? And so walking in my shoes or walking in their shoes. And another one was 9 Lives Are Not Just for Cats.
Okay.
So as I've changed different jobs, I've changed, my personality still stays the same, but I've had so many different jobs
right.
in my life.
Right.
And so I think with each one of those, I've grown and I've met so many different people that it's just different lifetimes. You know what I mean? Like different stages of life.
Right.
And so I'm a public servant, and I've always come to the aid of somebody. And I like working with people.
Right.
So I just want to heal humanity in whatever way that I can holistically.
Right. And what about you, April? You wrote about?
You mentioned the word journey, and that has been kind of something that I've been on since my husband had passed, but life is a journey.
Right.
It does not, it's the journey in our life defines you.
Right.
So I think that would be, and I think that's how we became who we are right now.
Right.
And where we're at, why we're at where we're at, and why we're doing what we're doing. Because like she said, we're doing this not for ourselves.
Right.
We're doing it for other people.
Right.
Because it brings us joy.
Right. And one final question is, how do you all plan on growing your business? Or you plan on growing, you want to get larger, maybe bring in more staff? What does that look like for your business?
What's your vision?
Yeah, so with my vision. So my vision would be to have a shift team. And it would be sharing hope and fears and trauma, holistically helping people on the journey. The vision would be, really, Joe, is I'm not all about big hospitals, but I am about big retreat centers.
Right.
And if there's somebody who has a lot of money out there, send it my way. Maybe with the Panthers coming, we could have this big retreat center that could have something like art therapy, music therapy, healing touch, massage therapy, just all these different therapeutic avenues, doors that people can go in and out of, and that we can help one another holistically.
Right.
Educating people and bringing awareness instead of medicating them, because as well as I do what's out there.
Right.
There's an opiate addiction, there's an alcohol addiction, there's a drug addiction, there's all these things out there in the world that I feel that if we could have a center and not go all the way to California.
Exactly.
Find all the people that we need as a team. We want to build a team.
We want to build a team
and
to have
create a
that.
huge center to where you can go visit everybody in that one center that will meet every need that we would all need.
Wow. And I hope you do find some investors to, and someone listening to this would invest in your dream and make that happen for you.
Yeah, because for us, it's not about money. It's giving back to the community and building something that is special, that absolutely any person can walk through that door. I don't care who you are or what your problem is, that somebody's going to be able to help you in some way.
Right. Well, listen, I want to thank y'all so much for allowing me to come interview y'all. Y'all gave a lot of great information about your business, how you got started, the ups and downs of business that will help someone that's thinking about getting into, opening up a business. So again, I want to thank y'all so much for this. It's really going to help a lot of people. And like I said, your vision for what you want to do, I definitely believe it's going to happen at some point for you. So
we want to thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for all that you do.